Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. This is a vlog update, my kind of personal progression story back into trail running, mountain ultra trail running, and it's May 10th, 2022. Post-race thoughts after my race, the Canyons 100K, which took a while to process. Maybe I'm still processing them, and I don't want to spoil too many things because we have an exciting new project, an exciting feature film coming out from my friend Steven Gnoza. Some of you may know him as the Serious Runner. He's got a YouTube channel. Check it out. Steven Gnoza, a professional filmmaker, professional video guy, also a great friend and runner. We're going to be doing a film showing, the world premiere of the film, starting over that he's been working on diligently over the months, ending with the Canyons 100K kind of as part of the story. In Boulder, so Boulder, Denver area, we're going to be doing a showing of the film on May 17th. That's next Tuesday. You could sign up, link in the description below. There's an event link. Sponsored by Hoka at Runner's Roost in Boulder, Colorado. It's May 17th, the evening there. There'll be a fun run, Q&A, Hoka group run, and the screening of the film. There's also going to be food provided by Real Athlete Diets, as well as Avery Brewing drinks for people. So you could sign up, RSVP to the event, link in the description below. Hope to see you there next week. And I haven't seen the full film yet, but Steven Gnoza has been working on it. Eventually you could check out a preview of the film on the Mutt Running channel. We have a YouTube channel called Mutt Running, M-U-T Running. There's a full trailer there as well as some highlight clips along the way, but it's been a process. It's been a process, and honestly, it's not always been easy. Like life in ultras, there's a lot of ups and downs. For me, I've spent my childhood being extremely fortunate, extremely lucky, as well as most of my running career up until about a couple years ago. I've been really, really fortunate. I've had a lot of things go my way, and a lot of it's been possible through the generous support of people like you, the running community, people online providing support, as well as sponsors like Hoka. Of course, my parents and Sandy and friends like Steven and the Gnozas, Rocky Mountain Runners, shout out to them in Boulder. But that's just a small thanks to everything that's made it possible up until this point in my life, in my running career. And Canyons did not go as well as I wanted it to, honestly. And I'm saving some of these thoughts for the film because I don't know what Steven's going to include. There's a lot of editing, but my post-race thoughts and the emotion and the clips from the race, there's going to be more media online about that, so I'm not sharing that in this YouTube video, in this personal video. But again, check out Mutt Running and Steven Gnoza. It was an emotional day. It was an emotional roller coaster, like most ultras are. It's kind of a thing to be expected over 100K with nearly 15,000 feet of climbing, ending in the snow and slush, and running through some great trails backwards on the Western States course for a lot of it. But my time and place was a little subpar. I guess my expectations are kind of high. I'd like to be usually top 10 or podium contender, and I wasn't. I actually don't know exactly what place I was. I was around 20th place, and my time was a little slower. I wanted to be 9 hours something. I ran just under 10 and a half hours, I believe. And yeah, the second half was a real struggle, kind of a meltdown type of effort and a emotional roller coaster day. But I had world-class crewing from Sandy and my parents out there, and a lot of support along the way from aid station volunteers and other competitors in the race. Many of them who flew past me. The lead pack was kind of gone. Shout out to Adam Peterman, my Hoka teammate, who won the race in an amazing course record time. He's a great up-and-comer racer. If you've seen some of his results, you should know he's really on fire because he ran, if you look back even to like the Speed Goat 50K, some of the top times on the Speed Goat 50K course, it's like Adam Peterman, Jim Walmsley, myself, Anton Kropitschka, and Killian Jornet, names like that. Speed Goat 50K, he's run some fast times there, as well as the course record at Chuckanut, which he set this year heading into Canyons. He ended up winning the race, really fast time, and pulled away. So really impressive to see. And yeah, I was struggling a bit with my breathing. And I'll probably vlog about this more later, but there's a lot of things. When you take 2 years off from competitive racing or doing any races really, and then I had months and months where I didn't run at all or exercise at all because of my health issues and the pulmonary embolism, I think it kind of set me back a bit. I forgot how intense and how painful ultramarathon races could be, especially really competitive ones on pretty grueling courses. We were lucky it wasn't too hot, but it ended up being interesting with a little bit of mud on the course, as well as a mix of snow and slush near the finish, and something everyone endured at the canyons. And yeah, I was just going a little slower than I wanted to, and maybe that's the reality of where my body is at now. You know, after the pulmonary embolism from getting scar tissue in my lungs, maybe losing part of my lungs, but also maybe, you know, ironing things out still with my hip and back efficiency and the muscular stress. But like I said in my pre-race vlog, going into this race, I was extra nervous. And honestly, like, I get nervous before every race because I care and I want to do well. And there's this expectation, personal, but also derived from societal pressures, I guess, or comparing yourself to the past, which is a dangerous game. But, you know, I wanted to do better. I wanted to go out faster, and I kind of went out probably a little faster than I should have, given where my body's at now. And I don't know in the future if that's something I could improve upon a lot. You know, honestly, it's harder as you get older as well. I'm not using this as excuses. I'm just saying, you know, that's a fact. It's a moving target with your fitness. It's a moving target with where your body's at now. So you just try to do the best you can for the day. And that's exactly what I did. And I got to soak in a beautiful course. I got to be on a beautiful trail around a lot of amazing people, and feel that love and support from the running communities. It meant the world to me. So it was a really emotional day, and I'm still processing it, and I might still be processing races even months after the fact, I guess, especially with the health challenges that I had last year when, you know, you're facing a possibility of dying on the hospital bed, dying overnight in the hospital, and you're hooked up to the little beepy machine, and the nurses come running in when it starts going haywire. And there might be some more medical tests that I still have to do, honestly. But I'm trying to get my fitness back. I'm trying to get my health back. I love the sport. I love running. Being back at Canyons just reaffirmed this. It was a great Hoka event, and just seeing everyone back in the community, really inspiring performances out there by everyone who had the courage to toe the starting line of these types of mountain ultra trail running events is really a beautiful part of the sport and a beautiful part of the progress, or of the process. And yeah, final notes, I guess maybe you could relate to, you know, facing these challenges. Like I said, you always kind of have to be reinventing yourself in some way. Not just as a runner, as an athlete, you know, trying to improve your performances or move up in distance or tackle a bucket list race, but in terms of life, overcoming things in life. And for me, sometimes it's playing in the social media realm of business marketing, so to speak, constantly reinventing content creation, or reinventing how I use different social media platforms and what social media platforms are changing as you go along in time, because change is kind of inevitable, and you have to be evolving and adapting along the way, because you know, otherwise you're stagnant. And it's hard sometimes. It's hard to adjust those changes, because we look back in the past and we reminisce about the glory days. And I think a lot of times when we look back on the past, play that dangerous comparison game, or look back fondly on things in the past, it does add an extra challenge sometimes, and you kind of have to pinch yourself with a dose of reality of the present times and how that goes along. So in business, in running, in my career, and in life in general, constantly reinventing, constantly try to evolve and adapt, and try our best to keep progressing forward and get some positive energy along with that process. So here's to keeping the positive energy moving forward. Again, I might have to change up my schedule a bit, but I know UTMB later in the summer, big goal. I still want to keep doing this. I hope to optimize some things with my hip and back and skeletal muscular issues. I think part of the reason I struggled so much, besides just feeling like I couldn't breathe as well as I used to maybe in the past, might have just been the extra nerves and tensing up. I got a lot of arm muscle fatigue, and shoulder fatigue, and I wasn't even carrying any handhelds. I had my camel backpack on, as well as tightness in the stomach and core and the hip and back. And you know, I was kind of unhappy with how my hip flexors blew out pretty early in the race. I was definitely sore more in my quads, which is kind of the sign that I wasn't activating my glutes and hammies enough, which has been a mistake I've made a lot in the past, honestly. But the extra tension, tensing up, being nervous, extra nervous to be in that arena again, might have also tightened up my breathing more than just the scar tissue in my lungs, I'd say. So there's a lot of positive things I think I could optimize to improve and to try to get back to where I was in the past. Maybe I'm not going to be exactly as high of a VO2 max as I used to be when I was a younger runner, but as you get older, that's kind of inevitable. I think I could optimize my power hike more. My gear nutrition was pretty steady all day, thanks to the crewing support I had from Sandy and my parents. And yeah, no major low glycogen or low blood sugar levels. Stayed on top of my hydration pretty well, but definitely could optimize some things with the hips and how that played out, glute activation, and trying to optimize my breathing and efficiency, staying running with relaxed form, because you're tightened up too much. It's just the stress is gonna tighten up everything, and you're not gonna be moving as efficiently. And I think that might have been a small part of some of the tightness I felt, which was uncharacteristic, I will say, but things are different now. So, that's the lesson I take going forward. And maybe you've had to overcome some adversities in your life, whether it's an injury or health issues or traumatic events maybe that have happened that have made, have made you question things, have made you compare yourself to what it was like in the past, or maybe that have impacted your running. And you could share your story below. It'd be really great to see different people in the community, again, some challenges you've overcome and become stronger from as we progress all along in this journey of life and running. But thank you so much again for following along, subscribing on this channel, Patreon supporters that have really made it possible, as well as title sponsors like Hoka, keeping the dream alive, more content coming your way. And again, check out that trailer on the Mutt Running channel by Steven Gnoza. Check out his channel as well for the film Starting Over. Again, showing in Boulder next week, May 17th. You could RSVP to the event in the link description below, and hopefully we'll have more showings and it'll be online later this year. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Again, hope you're doing well, and stay tuned for more VO2 Max Productions.